You hurt me, you did, several times. It hurts to admit that we're no different. I find it hard to commit, but you don't even try. Still I'm bad.
Hey guys, so today I'm here to film my October TBR, and the first book that I want to read in October is The House Guest, so by Mark Edwards, and I will just read you the synopsis.
A perfect summer, a perfect stranger, a perfect nightmare. When British 20-somethings Ruth and Adam are offered the chance to spend the summer house sitting in New York, they can't say no. Young in love and on the cusp of professional success, they feel as if luck is finally on their side. So the moment that Eden turns up on the doorstep, drenched from a summer storm, it seems only right to share a bit of that good fortune. Beautiful and charismatic, Eden claims to be a friend of the homeowners, who told her she could stay whenever she was in New York. They know you're not supposed to talk to strangers, let alone invite them into your home, but after all, Eden's only a stranger until they get to know her. As suspicions creep in that Eden may not be who she claims to be, they begin to wonder if they've made a terrible mistake.
I also want to read this month the I Am Watching You by Teresa Driscoll, and I will just read you the synopsis.
When Ella Longfield overhears what would it take to make you intervene? When Ella Longfield overhears two attractive young men flirting with teenage girls on a train, she thinks nothing of it until she realises they are fresh out of prison and her maternal instincts put on high alert. But just as she's decided to go for help, something stops her. The next day, she wakes up to the news that one of the girls, beautiful green-eyed Anna Ballard, has disappeared. A year later, Anna is still missing. Ella is racked with guilt over what she failed to do, and she's not the only one who can't forget. Someone is sending her threatening letters that make her feel fear for her life. Then an anniversary appeal reveals that Anna's friends and family might have something to hide. Anna's best friend Sarah hasn't been telling the whole truth about what really happened that night, and her parents have been keeping secrets of their own. Someone knows where Anna is. And they're not telling, but they are watching Ella.
I also want to read The Apartment by K.L. Slater, and I will just read you the synopsis.
It's an opportunity she can't refuse. The woman before her tried. Freya Mayhem needs a miracle in the fallout of her husband's betrayal. She's about to lose her family home, and with the security she craves for her 5-year-old daughter Sky, adrift and alone, she's on the verge of despair until a chance meeting with the charismatic Dr. Marsden changes everything. He's seeking a new tenant for a shockingly affordable flat in a fashionable area of London. Ada House sounds a bit too good to be true, but Freya really can't afford to be cynical, and Dr. Marsden is adamant she and Sky will be a perfect fit with the other residents. But Ada House has secrets. Even behind a locked front door, Freya feels as if she's being watched. Objects moving, unfamiliar smells, the blinking light of a concealed camera, and it's not long before she begins to suspect that her dream home is hiding a nightmarish reality. Was it really Trent that led her here, or something unthinkably dark? As the truth about Ada House starts to unravel, can Freya and Sky get out, or will they be locked in forever?
I also want to read The Dollhouse by Phoebe Morgan.
Corinne's life might look perfect on the outside, but after 3 failed IVF attempts, it's her last chance to have a baby. And when she finds a tiny part of a dollhouse outside her flat, it feels as if it's a sign. But as more pieces begin to turn up, Corinne realises that they are far too familiar. Someone knows about the miniature rocking horse and the little doll of its red velvet dress. Someone has been inside her house. How does the stranger know so much about her life? How long have they been watching, and what are they waiting for?
I also want to read The Silence by Daisy Pierce.
She's broken, she's vulnerable, she's just what Marco was looking for. Stella Wiseman was a child TV star, but there's nothing glamorous about her life now. Alone in her faces, she lost her parents and her friends, and she's stuck in a dead-end job. But just as she hits rock bottom, she meets Marco, a charismatic older man who offers to get her back on her feet. He seems too good to be true, is he? She appreciates the money he lavishes on her and the pills, but are the pills just helping her sleep or helping her avoid problems? With Stella's life still in freefall, Marco risks her away to a secluded cottage, where she is isolated from everyone except him. But the closer he pulls her, the worse she gets. He tells her it's all in her head, and she just needs some time away from the world. No longer sure what's real and what's not, Stella begins to question whether she was wrong to trust Marco. Was she wrong to trust herself? Is the only person she thought was fighting for his survival? Exactly. Actually, her biggest
I also want to read The Perfect Life by Valerie Keogh, and I will obviously read you the synopsis.
How far would you go to maintain the illusion of the perfect life? Appearances can be deceptive. Molly Chatwell has a beautiful house, a handsome husband, 2 children, and a job she likes. It all seems so perfect, but when her 2 children leave for uni, she realises her life has become dull and empty. When her husband refuses to go away with her, Molly decides to go alone. But what should have been a relaxing break turns into a nightmare. Back at home in London, Molly tries to put it all behind her, but when the police arrive at her door and tell her that a body has been found with connections to her, Molly realises that her perfect life is in
And
the
the last thriller that I have on my TBR is The Good Neighbour by Catherine Grant, and I will just read you the synopsis. Sometimes the past just won't stay buried.
When 14-year-old Brittany disappears one night, her parents are devastated, certain she's been taken. They can't bear to think about who has done this and what might be happening to their precious girl. Even worse, the police seem to see them as suspects, implying that they may have had a part in their own daughter's disappearance. On the neighbour, Tyler, is a rock. She organises search parties, feeds volunteers, works nights and days to help them find Brittany. But as this affluent California community becomes focused on the hunt for the missing girl, it slowly becomes clear that her disappearance is linked to terrible secrets from the past. Secrets that must be kept hidden at all costs.
And that is all the books I have on my TBR this month. I probably will read more thrillers, and you'll find out what I read in my reading vlog. So yeah. Bye guys, and see you in my next video.
You hurt me, you did, several times. It hurts to admit that we're no different. I find it hard to commit, but you don't even try. Still I'm better with than without you. Oh,